To the last game of the last series of the day, Geek Slate versus Team Liquid, which, much like the series we previously casted of Execration versus Gaming Gladiators, surprised many, with SCA taking a game off one of the champions, one of the favorites of this major. Many people were not C believers, but C is truly the best region.
Yeah, they proved themselves in that game with some very
fucking wild,
very weird Dota, wild interactions. I saw a lot of chatter about the Lotus Orb interaction, and there's some weird Rubik stuff that went on too, reflecting Snowball and stealing Snowball. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
That was the wild thing. I actually was surprised that clearly they didn't code that interaction independently. They just made it so they literally reflects it.
I think it just reflected every single spell, and that one, just like went by the wayside as.
Which makes it feel like Tusk gets away with just punching anyone with Lotus Orb, because you just force staff essentially yourself to safety with that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the change where that became vector targeted is fairly new, because I think before it was like you would just kick a guy in the direction, like depending on the angle of wherever you're facing.
And it was still a decent spell.
It was good, yeah, it was still good, but this one is like the reason this one is great is because you get an ether lens, and it's like you can be like so far away from somebody. And you can still kick them out because it's vector targeted. It's not like you have to like angle it in a way where you still have to be on top of them. So why would you get an ether lens before?
What was his final build? Did he actually have Octarine Core or something like that?
I can go ahead and check for you here. I don't think so. Yeah, he just
Aether Lens.
He just had Aether Lens.
But did have a spell prism on top of that, which is interesting.
Yeah, he did.
We do have the standings for the day, by the way, as we wait for the game. So you guys can see them a little bit. Gaming Gladiators, they lost their second game against Execration, but overall they're looking still pretty solid. Talent closely behind, though they have played 2 more games and 2 more losses. Team Spirit and Evil Geniuses will be the middle of the pack, still be caught up to, as PSG Genius and both have pretty decent scorelines here as well. Tundra at risk of relegating. Execration, honestly, in a decent spot considering they only want to make it through groups, so they still have chances to take anyone down. And eHome, they do manage to get another win here, but they are still most likely going to be eliminated after groups, though not mathematically yet. So we go to the draft here. We're in Group B, which we haven't gotten to talk about. I didn't really plan that properly, but it's okay. It's all good. Team Liquid versus Geek Slate. Match number 2.
Yeah, and they're going to start out with the Batrider ban. They're just not going to put up with this BS. Let me see, in the last game, I believe,
do you ban Tusk too?
It was the first overall pick. Do you ban Tusk? I think with the Bat, like the fact that it comes out first pick, and they do ban Tusk. Very good call. The fact that Bat comes out first pick, and they counter it, and then it doesn't work, and the Bat still looks really good.
Yep.
I can totally understand the concept of just, okay, they're clearly good at this hero. They first picked it, they've shown that they're confident in it, and then they proved that confidence is actually warranted. It's very difficult in Dota to have that level of skill, that level of confidence on more than a few heroes. Because we're talking first phase here, right? I'm not talking second phase heroes. Like, yes, it's very easy to be confident in like a second phase Beastmaster or something like that. But first overall pick, that's insane.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, the fact that you can flex it, obviously, into 2 positions.
Yeah.
Just immediately the bounty hunter. I love how they're the only team that value this hero nearly enough. It made Mickey laugh. It's just this bounty again.
Yeah.
With the Lina this time. So, I mean, that is definitely the meta pick. It does feel like their strategy around the bounty, and Zeus to some degree, is just vision to enable the actual broken heroes of the meta.
Yeah, for sure. And like acting as a wall for the Lina to farm, for example, would be very solid in this game. It's interesting that Liquid had the opportunity to pick the Lina, and they instead went for the Treant Protector, saying that, like, okay, well, we think this hero is better than Lina, or like an answer to Lina. And I kind of agree. Like, Lina, like, at some point she does get BKB plus Satanic, which means like she has a way of dispelling the root. Obviously, she doesn't want a Manta style, but the Satanic is enough. But there is this timing where Tree has a Blink, and Lina just has the BKB and does not have the Satanic, and she goes like a couple of other items maybe before the Satanic,
right? Where
she BKBs and you just root her with Tree, and then you can actually kill her. So I actually think it's a pretty good solution to the Lina to a small degree.
Does Enigma fulfill a similar role here?
Yeah, for sure. And even there with the Satanic, you black hole anybody. Like, it doesn't matter what their items are; they're gonna die to you. And the Tree is like the big counter that we've seen to the Enigma that's come out. Warlock, Silencer are other ones in the
Rubik.
same vein. Rubik, of course. The thing with Rubik's, I've heard people say, like, Rubik versus Enigma is actually not as bad as people think that it is for the Enigma, because you have other heroes that can, like, silence and stun the Rubik. It's not like Rubik himself has a BKB, right?
Right.
Like, he blinks in, and a lot of the times he can just get the hole interrupted, whereas a hero like Warlock or Silencer, they press one button and you can't do shit. Like, you get the hole canceled. But it depends on how much you want to play around the black hole. A lot of teams, obviously, are doing this like Guardian Greaves pipe, not even getting a Blink Dagger until very late in the game on Enigma.
It does feel like the silencer makes the black hole aspect unplayable.
Yes, it makes it, yeah, you have to be... Like, the Silencer has to screw up. The Silencer has to die, get picked off, that sort of thing. And, yeah, it looks like Liquid, they don't really care. They're just banning for the game.
Makes sense.
Banning for the other aspects.
That does seem like Geek Slate would be the one team that I'd be like, yeah, maybe they do bring a silencer to the table. Who knows?
Yeah.
With this team, their supports seem wild.
It's true. I mean,
He
Silencer...
also plays Vision, right?
Yeah, true. Silencer was a very popular hero coming into the tournament. It's not seeing as much play as maybe people would expect, particularly because, like, I think a lot of the pubs were following, like, the Div 2 meta and following, like, the Div 1 meta, which happened a month ago. And obviously in their scrims, the hero has probably progressed out of the meta at this point.
It's fair enough. I'd like you get the Phoenix, which is a more meta way to deal with the Enigma, because obviously the zone out to some degree, same with the Tombstone, and the Marcy, which is a special of SCA because they flex it as carry and offlane.
Yeah. Marcy is an interesting one. Like, against...
There's the Rubik.
Yeah, there's
okay.
the Rubik.
I mean, I will say, Narman's best hero, by a long shot, is the Rubik. He's an absurdly good Rubik.
You don't think he's going to be BH again?
I hope not. I really hope they give him Rubik. Like, his Rubik is absurd. And I think Raji likes the BH.
It is boring to play BH 2 games in a row, too. You, like, got your little goblin fix, and
yeah,
you don't need
guys
a
that gave you gold.
Right.
Raji already, he bribed Scam enough.
Yeah, and now the other guy can enjoy it.
Dota first bit, yeah.
Go goblin mode in this game. Okay, so the question is, like, do Liquid pick something that can, answer the Rubik stealing the hole? Tree obviously does that, too. But he's better when it's like you're canceling the BKB hole, that sort of thing, because obviously the ult pierces BKB. Let's see. So a hero that lanes with Enigma that Tusk has banned. Let's see.
Because you want something that roams, is melee as well. Ideally.
Yeah, that's always the ideal. Dude, I would love to see. I want to see the Liquid Pudge, but I don't think it's that great with like a Treant support.
I mean, they could Spear Breaker again, considering they're up against Alina. Oh,
they could.
TA.
Oh, they go for the TA.
Right,
okay.
they do like the TA. Or lots of teams are liking the TA versus Lina matchup these days.
Yeah, and it's it's an interesting one. Like,
ooh, right, Latiny, of course. I was kind of surprised that it slipped to the pool because these repositioning skills are so important.
Yeah, I mean, also like. Obviously, it's a very good hero to lane with the Enigma. The toss back into the Eidolons and multiple stuns is quite devastating for almost any hero, especially Lina. Like, Lina does not like to be repositioned, as we saw in the last game, very obviously.
Yep.
Okay, so they go for the Viper to lane against and counter the TA. I think... Was it you that was saying TA is the lowest win rate hero of the entire patch? On like across all pubs.
It wasn't me, but I think it was Effie and Panel, but she is.
Yeah, but so TA like is in like general Dota terms is not that great of a hero, and I don't think her like pro level pub win rate or pro game win rate is that fantastic either. It's like she's not an S tier hero. It's an answer. It's like an answer people are using to counter the Lina. Because I think you just jump and burst the Lina before she can do anything. And I also think TA's timings are probably earlier than Lina's. But yeah, like Viper being a remotely decent hero and a strong offlaner is a pretty good reason for TA like falling off as a safe laner. It is very difficult to play against a TA, or against a Viper as a TA. But Treant Protector might change that. Like the minus armor coming out from the Meld Strike, along with the tree who's hitting for 100 damage. I could see that killing a Viper.
Yeah, we have Fate Bolt here, which is a percentage-based damage reduction, right? Which is a good way to deal with the 100 damage on the Treant Protector.
Yeah.
Assuming that's the lane, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen a lot of people tri-lane the Viper right at the start, especially if it's like a TA Viper matchup.
That's true, actually.
Tiny toss back into like a tree leech seed and TA melded could be a really good start there.
Oh, you definitely kill with that.
You definitely do. The question is like we're gonna have this like weird treant protector tree fight. Like he literally protects trees now at the start of the game. He does exactly what his name is. Like usually people 5-man defend the trees so they don't get cut for the laning stage. So Geek Slate's also gonna have to bring 5 people there, which in that situation you could have like the Viper going down, but then even after that, I think that like Tiny could stick around and wait for the laning stage to start, especially with Enigma. Like that hero could just sit in the off lane alone. You deny the range creep. Like the lane's gonna come back anyway. You could try lane it for like a little while right at the start, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Then, of course, though, Tiny has to go for, like, toss first, probably, right?
Yeah.
And that means that you lose that potential, like, tree grab. I actually gonna lane for a while.
Yeah, the tree grab is definitely
the laning
very nice for laning.
Because imagine you go as Trent against Bounty Hunter, and you only think I have a toss. Like, that lane is you're foregoing it.
I'm not, like, super... I don't know if Tiny needs the tree grab within Enigma as his
even
laning
against
hero.
Bounty?
Because you could toss back the BH into like a bunch of Eidolons. Like, it might not be that bad. It might not be that bad.
Okay.
Just based on like the heroes that, but it obviously their take could be entirely different. They could skill that and then it just griefs. Because tree grab is insane for laning. I totally agree. Like you almost always want to go for this ability first. Yep. It totally changed how Tiny could lane when people started skilling this instead of the other crap. It's honestly
the weird other abilities that he has.
Dude, it's such a grief to have a Tiny that starts with Avalanche.
It is
so useless
as a support, obviously.
Such a long cooldown.
Yeah.
Does barely any damage at level 1.
Oh, but it's a stun. It's a nuke. It
It's
doesn't
a stun,
matter.
yeah,
It's all about
supports-
trading.
Supports have stuns. Yeah.
Supports have stuns.
Right.
What is? Oh.
Okay.
So that's a mid Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Or are they flexing the Tiny potentially?
That's true. They could flex it and they could play around the Gale Force as for Wind Ranger.
Because I know that Boxy and Insane, I think, both played Wind Ranger.
I feel like this is a mid Wind just because like I have seen this as an answer to Lina and pubs. People have been experimenting with the Wind Ranger just because she can.
What's the logic behind it?
You run in, you like it's one hero that can actually man fight and trade with the Lina because you have 100% evasion. So you can kill her in your focus fire. You're the one hero that can attack faster than Alina is Wind Ranger.
Oh, so they're running a safe lane Wind Ranger to deal with a Viper.
And it does very well versus Viper in lane. Yeah, that is
Idea.
absolutely
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I've actually seen a lot of people play the Wind Ranger as a carry.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same concept as Lina, right?
Right. It's like, it's considered edgy, but also like a couple of months ago, Lina carry was like the edgy build people were doing, and now it's considered the most toxic thing in the game as a carry, like the best carry in the game. So, and the Ember pick is a good pick because it's gonna go mid again. Like wherever the TA goes, it's not gonna be a completely free lane for TA.
True, just max flame guard.
At least in theory, yeah. Like the Ember is. A lot of mid laners do like this against TA just because you take off the refraction with all of his abilities. It is a Narman bounty hunter.
Oh no!
Again.
No.
So he's really feeling the gobbo mode in this game.
That actually is saddening. I honestly cannot hype him enough as a Rubik player. He is a fantastic Rubik player. Back when he was Hustler, I don't know why he's changed his name. Narman's just his real name, but Hustler was a cooler name, right? And he used to be known for his Rubik all across the region. And now you have Rubik 5 in Sania mode, right? And the other option is also poor Narman is going to die of boredom in this series.
Wait, okay, let's like think about these. Okay, let's think about these lanes. What is the logic for this?
So you lane Bounty with... it just seems weird that you would lane Bounty with Viper against a Wind Ranger. Because then that's a...
I could see, the double slow, and it's a hero to just like kind of body for the Viper.
But you wind run and that's it.
I do think if Viper has a hero to body for him, he will like zone any hero off the creep wave. You know what I mean? It's like it's really just like the potential to like kill a Viper that he's worried about. So I can understand wanting to put the BH with him. And then Rubik Lina, I mean,
that seems like a solid lane.
Yeah, solid lane, just a lot of like ranged harass.
You can deal with Eidolons.
Yeah, yeah. The ranged heroes versus Eidolons actually makes a lot of sense. But again, Lina loves a hero to body for her as well, so.
I mean, okay, so to be fair, Bounty is really bad in general against massive amount of units, right? He sucks against Zoo because he has no area damage. So maybe that's also their logic. Like, what am I going to do, Bounty versus Enigma?
Yeah. Okay, this is kind of cool. So they're doing a smoke to the bot lane. But Raji on Rubik is using the same smoke to like run top and get a good ward down.
Okay.
With boots. So they're like dual purposing this smoke. You know, Liquid also smoked up, defending the trees. This is so goofy that it's like this.
What is goofy?
The fighting.
Oh, you break all the trees.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get over this.
I thought this was only for Trimmer to break. It's just every time. Oh right, I'm an idiot.
There's a terrain protector in this game.
We're so We've been memeing him so much.
There's the toss back. Okay, he did start toss.
He did. I slide a fist to avoid. I strike array. They actually might be able to turn this around. No, it's the Ember that dies first. In exchange for the Tiny, seems like a fair trade going the way of Liquid. Good first blood for them.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just pretend this is normal. I'm not willing to do that.
What, the trees?
This terrain protector bullshit is weird. The fact that this is every single game.
That's how high value a pick he is.
It is so high value.
That's how good this terrain protector is.
Because you get so much out of nature's guys. Even just the healing.
Okay, he's gonna die now though, right? Yeah, he is definitely dead.
He's killed himself. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, if he got the rune there, that would have been a really fine play because the first blood's already been given, so your life is worth a rune.
Yeah.
But instead, you just gave Skem another kill.
I respect that he went for it though.
You gotta respect.
You gotta respect the attempt.
Yeah, sure. We just see. Okay, so it was tossed first, right, on the Tiny.
Yes.
So then he has. Oh no, he's gonna go in lane. Okay, this is.
Yep, he's laning.
This is a tough lane. Trade against Rubik and Lina with only toss?
We'll see. Because, like I said,
he tosses back now.
He can toss back. Yeah, there it is. Okay. But then, Fade Bolt, double nuke.
And Rubik has an absurd amount of armor as well.
Okay, you are correct.
This is a meme.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
He's gonna cut the wave.
Okay,
yeah, he's realizing that
this lane is over.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably what they were gonna have to do in the first place. Well, maybe not because they have Enigma. So
sure.
But yeah, desperate times.
Yeah, I mean, this is still the right play. If you're a Tiny and you're in this lane, you just skill toss for it.
Yes.
You might as well do something with your life, right?
Yeah.
Roger's trying to bring the creeps as well here. I don't know if he's going to accomplish that. He did not because he got tossed back. That's actually what the toss is for, to secure these pulls.
Of course.
Sure.
Of course. Naturally.
And Enigma's joining him because he knows the lane's unplayable against Lina Rubik.
Yeah.
Oh, they got under tower, though. I don't know if that was intentional.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, just one creep.
Yeah. I feel like people are so good at doing this like lane cutting stuff that like you pull it under tower, you deny range creeps, like everybody knows an answer to like every little thing that can happen. Everybody looks at what the other guy is doing and then does like whatever to counter it.
It's been mounting so much that there's like a whole meta around the cutting creep waves.
Yes, there is. I mean, the funniest thing is when like the 5 grabs the next creep wave and then they just chase each other across the map. I think it was actually Insania that I first watched do that.
Right, because you want to combine the 2 creep waves together wherever you can find them.
And then they go mid. It's just weird.
I have seen that. There was a time where, I don't know what region it was, where people used to actually send one of the creep waves mid if you were the off lane. Because you can't get them, so you might as well send them to your mid laner and stack them there.
Dude,
and that was with the coddle meta.
Nisha is destroying Cox mid.
Oh my
like
god.
10
oh, you're right.
7. Cox has 2 last hits right now. Is to the point he's cutting the damn wave on the mid lane.
Okay, what's the logic behind this? Why is it so easy for Nisha to win?
I think Nisha, Blightstone first, that helps.
But Ember's armor is decent these days, right?
It's decent, but Blightstone plus Meld, he's just hit a bunch of Melds in a row, and Cox is getting low. I mean,
sure.
I mean, it's Nisha. Like, Nisha, this guy just wins lanes. But I have also seen this lane go both ways. Like, I've heard mid laners say, oh, Ember Spirit's really good against TA, sure. But then I've seen TA destroy Ember because TA does physical damage, pure damage.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I can see that. I guess a fair matchup here is not in Cox's favor. Though Ember is one of his more comfortable heroes, though. Cox also loves to dominate lanes. Like I said, he loves Desolator, and there's a reason. Is because he wins his lane, goes Desolator, hunts down people.
Get some stacks, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like a snowballing item.
Exactly. Sometimes he griefs his team because he plays like it's a pub, but not with ever since he went to Geek Slate. I think they've been very good at like training him to be tier 1 as opposed to
mellowing him out.
Yeah, exactly. You can't afford to do those things when you're in tier 1. Like, the playing for yourself is just not a thing these days.
He's putting the pressure on Nisha now, so we're seeing like why people
Trust
think,
Cox?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, he's still 9-0 to 21-9. I mean,
It's pretty ridiculous.
that's a roughie.
Yeah, the Wind Ranger down bottom is also doing well, but that's to be expected. This lane seems like you just don't do anything against her.
It was a good pick. It was a really good pick. And,
How do you build this carry Wind Ranger if you've seen it in the pubs?
I think it's just like the Maelstrom MKB stuff. I think eventually like
No, but the skill build wise?
skill build. I think it's also just max power shot. I've seen a couple of points in Wind Run sometimes, like especially if you're laning against a Viper, a hero that you're getting actual value out of the Wind Run.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a 1-4-4 build. It's just depending on how much value Wind Run has. You might go for like an extra point before leveling the power shot.
Oh, I see. I see. So no matter what, you always level power shot first.
Usually, yeah, usually. It's just if it's a value Wind Run game,
Right.
go for it.
Because if you follow the same Lina logic, the Wind Run does seem pretty good to value first. You know, like you go from camp to camp faster, lower the cooldown, can't be killed, the Skem dies in the top lane.
Tiny's one of the better heroes against Lina, I gotta say. Like, if you have some... If you can get on top of her, which sometimes, like, in the duration that it takes you to get on top of her, she kills you. Which you can see, of course, like Liquid on the top lane, they did get the kill, but they're pretty low on resources. Obviously worth the kill, but that's just the nature of laning against Lina. Like, you can't do anything about that.
Sure, that's fair. But the fact that Boxy's managed to stabilize this lane with the tossbacks, and the fact that Enigma actually has more last hits right now is a huge win. In fact, the lanes are going... This is looking like another stomp. The lanes are way in Liquid's favor.
This is the SEA curse.
Down bottom, Force does get the kill here, at least against Insania. Both him and Norman go pretty low, but not enough. Kill that helps stabilize this lane a little bit.
And he did go second point in the Wind Run, by the way.
I was expecting that.
Maybe even 3 points just because it's against the Viper. Like, you want the physical damage anyway from the Focus Fire to kill him.
Yep.
Another toss back top.
Yeah, we used an Avalanche as well. Ice Strike Array for the Eidolons, plus the Fade Bolt. Make sure to get rid of Enigma's damage. Smart play.
Boxy actually went for level 2 on toss, by the way. That's how much he's valuing the extra cast range on this.
Interesting.
Or the extra toss range, rather.
Because usually it's Avalanche always that you match.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just the fact that you get double the damage in the toss, but it's not about his damage. It's about getting Lina as far out of position as you can get her.
So I'm assuming he's going to skip tree through altogether then, if he hasn't leveled it by now.
Yeah, I think so. I think for like a support, it's really only about laning with that ability.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it now, there's like no point. It's for the first wave.
What do you think is perhaps a turning point for Geek Slate, considering the lanes are going so badly? What are the big impactful items of the power specs that they're playing around?
Well, the biggest one I would say is like Cox getting a rune and doing something with the rune. That haste rune would have been fantastic. That would have been juicy.
Right.
To get that and go kill a side lane. In terms of itemization, I mean, what is Viper going for? Let's see. Let me check.
Boots. That's what he's
Boots are
going
coming
for.
out on the courier. I mean, I don't think the Dragon Lance on Viper does that much. Obviously, Lina's got these like later timings. So she's gonna get a BKB. Maelstrom, she's gonna farm with that. So really, it's all dependent on Cox.
Cox? What is happening? Oh, he's taking the creep with them.
He's cutting the wave. Yeah, he doesn't want to lane.
Oh, because he had a remnant the whole time. That makes perfect sense, right?
Right.
That would have been suicidal otherwise.
He's creating space right now for himself. I should say.
17 last hits to 47.
That
insanity.
is, yeah, that's quite devastating.
That's like a Huskar versus Ember Spirit lane.
Yeah, it is. It is. Except, yeah, of course,
TA.
It's a TA.
And she scales better.
You know, that's debatable.
Really?
Dude, Huskar's kind of nuts, actually.
You think the hero's pretty good right now? I know Gaming Gladiators values him pretty
I
high.
think he's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
The Aghanim is pretty nuts.
I don't think this lane, under any circumstances, should be this.
No,
one-sided.
this is definitely just a Nisha outplay. I mean,
Top lane, they do get an Avalanche off just barely on the Rubik. One toss, and because it's higher level, they get the kill. As Cox starts to survive in this mid lane.
yeah, he's struggling. Yeah, so top lane, Lina went to the jungle, of course. Enigma with the Black Hole level 6, like you know you're going to get hold up here anyway. So you go jungle, which means Rubik holds the lane, which means Rubik dies to the tiny toss back. So this will be a tower on the top lane while Lina's jungling.
Yeah, That's what I'm saying. Like, they need something to activate themselves, but it just feels like Lina is going to take forever.
Yes.
Viper,
you're correct.
What does he go for? It's just Cox, right?
Right.
But Cox has been destroyed.
Yeah, the playmaker is the guy who's trying to recover, and that's always really a struggle in the Dota game. I mean, at this point, this is when you want to just put like multiple strong heroes together. I think it's got to be Cox and Force.
Right.
They've got to just run together at this like bottom tower. Go for some smoke, kill Mickey maybe, even Insania. But they can't do it right now. Like, they need 5 minutes or something at least.
They also need track on the bounty hunter to actually make these kills feel more significant, right? That's the whole point of picking this hero in general.
Yeah. I don't think they can wait for track before getting
really? They need to get moving now.
I think fairly soon. But it looks like their take on the game is like Cox is going to go top and play against the Enigma. Like, maybe he can kind of outplay and like sleight of fist dodge the black hole and get some farm up here.
I mean, maybe outplay by sleight of fist dodging the black hole.
It's a lot.
A lot of copium here.
But clearly, what they're doing is like they're trying to like reposition their heroes on the map where they're getting more farm than what's happening in the laning phase, because obviously that was not working out. Like, Lina is the type of hero, she loves to just farm the jungle and then go defend the mid lane. So Cox dodging the mid lane is perfectly fine with Skem, who's on Lina.
Because he's good at defending this. But the
He
TA,
wants to
though...
go push this out, yeah.
Do you think Nisha is going to go for... No, he's going to go Desolator first.
He's going Deso, yeah. He's...
Is it Deso straight into Blink, or do you go for the BKB build like the carry TAs do?
He's having such a good game, I feel like the Blink Dagger is probably appropriate. Just like Blink and just insta-give people.
Smash the Lina.
Yeah? Oh, it gets a DD. Oh, yeah. That's going to be...
Ancient stacks?
Yeah.
Are there?
No, there's no ancient stacks, but he will take the juicy triangle.
Sure.
Very quickly.
It's a little dragon. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not bad.
No. His farm is just like mounting. Like, all the 3 cores on Liquid are completely free farm, and the one annoying thing for Insania is like, and this is such like position 5 thinking, but what would normally be annoying for Insania is with a Wind Ranger, she can't jungle, but she's so farmed, she already has a Maelstrom, so she actually can jungle with this item. If Mickey was not having such a good game, he would not feel comfortable hitting jungle creeps right now.
Right, but he has Windrun as well. He's perfectly... Look at that, he's maxed it. I'm just telling you. If you follow the logic of, I am only going to hit things, that's the Lina logic, you go for the passive, or the closest thing to a passive, which is a Windrun.
I hate to say it, it's stupid, but it's so true.
It's just that.
It's so true. It's like snipers skipping ulti.
Seriously, carries have been simplified to such a dumb degree.
You just hit with Maelstrom.
Yeah. You know, we've been so long without a new carry hero in the game, like a traditional, what do they say? Like, oh, the Terrorblade style heroes. I'm tired of heroes that get played in 5 positions. People are making it happen themselves.
Yes, they are.
Watch him get stats before he maxes the Shackle shot.
Forces.
Dead.
Yeah, there's...
That was pretty bad.
Maybe he gets a follow-up? Yeah, he does. Okay.
It's not a big deal. In the mid lane, though, there's another play happening, I believe. The name is nearby. And he has a black hole this time. Okay, Malefic's first. Get the Rubik out of the way. Just take the tower.
Literally just to get him to stop like zoning and pushing them away from the tower.
And they want to keep control over their own triangle, so at least that Skem can keep farming, but it's just not up to them, really.
Yeah, and, you know, Liquid, at this point, like, they can actually start thinking about Roshan. The game's 4-4, but they already have a Deso on their TA. It's a 5k gold lead. The Eidolons even are going to help out with Roche. Zai has a Mechanism, almost fully completed Guardian Greaves.
Yep. I mean, you're Radiant after all. That's why you pick the TA.
Yeah, that is right.
The one few advantage of Radiant.
Yeah. So they can, very, very quickly Roche if Geek Slate move away from the pit at any point.
And a Viper desperately trying to push a bottom tower against Trim Protector does not feel like it's going to work out.
One of the most pathetic sights that you can see in the game of Dota 2.
It really is.
Viper is not, this is not a Beastmaster.
He's a Timbersaw style pusher, right? He's just like, oh, the creeps will do it for me. I'll just clear the creep wave.
But at least Timber can somewhat tank the tower. So Lina has to actually come here.
That's true.
This is the right rotation from Skem. It's just that Insania is playing this really well, kiting up to the top right. It is so annoying when Treant Protectors do this. Like, the moment people realize that the Nature's Grasp is not about killing the creeps, but instead just aggroing the creeps, is when it became so hard to push into tree. Which, by the way, while this bullshit's happening on, they take Roche.
So Geek Slate just did this wild goose chase around the map, trying to break a tier 1 that's impossible because it's a Treant Protector.
And they're not even going to get it. Like,
they're not.
He's still defending this. He has ult, so they have to be very careful about diving him.
There's a chance this tier 1 never gets broken this game.
Yes, I hate to admit it. You are right. I mean, any like 5k Goldie Treant game like this, like, of course. It's so hard to push into this guy.
Yep. When you don't have a lead, especially, you don't have a traditional pusher either. Like, the best pusher is Lina. That's
Right,
not even...
and that's the carry that you want to be farming, and not you
Exactly.
don't want them to be in a dangerous position. As Raji?
Mid lane just find a simple Rubik. I don't know. Okay, I guess you could do
Actually,
kill. Yeah,
I
toss.
predicted him quite nicely
Nice.
there.
Shackle shot. Goodbye.
And that was very easy kill. Hey, look how annoying he's being. Like, I love seeing... I don't love seeing it because Treant Protector
Is the worst.
is an asshole.
Yeah.
But it is interesting seeing the way that trees play now. Just the way they drag the creeps is so annoying.
Yeah, they've really perfected this art of defending the
Right,
tier 1
right.
tower.
I remember getting coached by Quinn at some point. I was playing Sand King. It's a very similar hero where you do this sort of thing where you defend the safe lane.
Quinn
I-
was coaching on
He
Sank.
was coaching me, yeah, because I was like feeding in the game. I was like, what could I have done better? He said, don't meme. You memed. I went up and I tried to get a last hit. You don't last hit when you're playing these heroes. You sit as far away in the trees as you can because it makes it so they have to go into this ridiculous, ludicrous position in order to kill you. And then that way, you can like turn the fight. Now that he's tracked, this is a bit precarious for him. This is where it gets a little weird.
Right.
Because now it's not like they have to guess where he is.
They know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
And they also have a ranged hero. But I guess if he stays that far behind, Viper has to overcommit to get him.
Yeah.
And if this wasn't a 6k lead, then the trade could be in trouble. But it's a 6k lead.
It is. There's like a single TB from the TA can maybe 1v5.
Yeah.
2v5, sorry, because Insania will be there. He'll ult, of course.
Right, of course. That's all you need. You have the living armor on the TA as well. And that's
Right.
all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit dire for
And he's actually still
Slate.
placing wards on tree, by the way. It's a little hard to do this when you're like playing in the safe lane, because that's the only place you can ward.
And
they
the
don't
mid-
need them anywhere else.
They're actually just going for force. Are they going to dive the tower? No. Immediate TPs. And Mickey just knows he can do this. He's so strong. He forces 2 TPs, wastes a bunch of time from Geek Slate, and now Skem is relegated entirely to the triangle, while Cox hopefully recovers in the
Oh,
top lane.
I love this, dude. They just force the TPs towards bot, and
So now they know.
immediately TPs out and then smokes.
They
This is
know.
very fast Dota. I hate to say that, but this is like, and it's just such
It
a
is.
free kill. You know there are no. I mean, you can't TP here anyway.
Goodbye,
save
Hustler.
them.
I mean, at least you don't get Lina, who was definitely their objective by going to the enemy triangle.
Yeah.
So Skem was well positioned there.
Yeah, they wanted Schem.
Yeah.
It does make the game really weird, though, where now Liquid can just run around the map and do whatever the hell they want because they know that there are no TPs available. So running up towards this top lane, like, yeah, they didn't kill the Lina, but now they're pushing the Lina out of top. They might even get him here. He's not careful. No, he has a ward. I see.
See, Viper's TPing already. Force might be able to get the kill here on Insania. No, immediate overgrowth. Cox is nearby. Rotations, help. No, it's just Insania. It's just Insania.
It's just Insania.
That was a wild overgrowth. Team?
Yeah, if his Tiny had a Blink Dagger...
But he
that,
does not, actually.
No, he is also very wildly in a...
Yeah, but wait, here comes
Oh.
Nisha for the 1v5. This could work. They do land in their Toxin and just kill off the Tiny. I see Spirit Vessel on him as well. I think the... No, I'm crazy.
No. It was, yeah, just...
I'm sorry, I'm crazy.
Bit of,
Red, I saw red.
The supports are getting a little excited. They are also seeing red.
Yeah, right, makes sense.
And the cores are just kind of like, boys, we're free farming. Let's chill, okay? No, I see what they're going for, though. Like, this is the Liquid Classic. They force shit.
Yeah.
And then they back, just like we saw in the bot lane, and then they go make a move off of that. So, I can understand why they're doing this sort of behavior on their supports, because it's like, worst case scenario, they cut their losses, they force like a TP, they force some abilities, and, you know, it's like you lose a tree. Who cares? Like, these cores are the important ones.
Tier 1 in the bottom lane goes down. At least, you know what? They've really changed their odds like this. Managed to take the Tier 1 already, opening on the map a little bit. They're bunching up together already because Cox can join him any second.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one benefit to...
And
like,
we hear a
Oh,
poor
okay.
Viper die.
Yeah.
Force is not very good at repositioning himself. Viper in general isn't. They can even catch a second one. That's going to be Raji. Raji's running away. Raji has a lot of armor for now. Fate Bolt steals a leech sheet, but Raji knows his death is all but guaranteed.
Yeah, that's a freebie. Well, you know, well, this time space for Narman to go put some wards down, maybe snipe some chickens, block these camps up, maybe. Well, he did body block it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. To start, I mean, look, you're a bounty hunter in a losing
I want to
game.
be very clear. It's not fine. It is not fine. Look, they're screwed.
He has to do something,
very
Jenkins.
screwed.
What is Narman's play? As a bounty in a game where you can't go for kills, what do? Just you walk around the map aimlessly, block caps.
Play is to like hold your hands on your head,
Right.
And
in what position?
reconsider what you've done.
Toss, shackle shot.
Oh, black hole
Viper.
maybe?
Yeah, they do have it. Oh, mate. Actually, Force survived a fair amount of time with that mech. Mech also used on Enigma. There's last okay, black hole onto 2. That's what they were looking for. Another death for Cox and a guaranteed death on Scam as well. Azai actually manages to stay alive through this whole team fight. Geek Slate loses every single person on their team. Liquid barely breaking a sweat.
Extremely patient by
Black hole,
Zai there.
yes.
Because he could have black holed the Rubik, and you could understand.
Oh, it's track. I'm a crazy.
You could understand. Oh, the red.
Yes, I see it.
You could understand the temptation to black hole the Rubik because it's like, oh, I can get a free black hole this game. Like this guy's not going to steal it. But realizing like he's got this lead, he wants to black hole the Lina because they're just confident. Like Rubik's stealing black hole. Who cares? This guy's no items, right? Like,
what is he going to walk up to us and black hole the whole team?
But that was tempting, man. That was like a 3-man hole. But he's like, no. Lina wasn't in it, and then when the Lina is in it, he does the black hole, and
she does have BKB.
Super low HP. Yeah, exactly. So he felt like he needed to do that.
Now they catch a bounty again. Norman, what are you meant to do?
Oh, a cliffing.
Oh, and with a Hurricane Pike, he kills Raji from
God.
across the triangle. That feels bad. A shackle shot on top of this, and the focus fire for Cox. No more Ember. Seems like Geek Slate is doing the same thing as Execration.
Oh, that was a nice shackle.
Yeah, it was a very good
actually-
shackle. I think Force is dead.
He's dead. He's dead from that shackle. Okay.
I feel like the 2C teams are doing the exact same thing.
Oh, how is this such a consistent curse?
How is that possible?
I don't know. It's
It
like,
actually is hard to achieve this. The games even went the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hard comeback, hard fought game, second game, stop.
Yeah. It's Lord Gaben again. He's up there pulling the strings. I'm sorry,
Right.
I know you don't like me to talk about that.
No, it's okay. C region is the region with the most camaraderie, right? They always beat each other whenever they're close to anything successful, right? They hate success on each other.
Right.
They always drag each other down. Similar results, similar meta.
That's fair. It's really good for like brothers to drag each other down.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important because otherwise,
Can't
you know.
let them get too big of an ego.
Well, if your brother is much bigger than you, you create inferiority complex, right? So if you just drag him down, both of you are just
You're
inferior.
both inferior.
There's no complex.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly.
To avoid the complexes.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wanna go for that.
Much like how this game is not very complex. It's just put a stomp, Jenk.
It's been a laning stage stomp, which
It's all Nisha, let's be honest. Like, that lane went insanely
you
poorly.
are correct. Nisha does have 5k gold more than the next guy. That's
He's
pretty insane.
doubling the Ember's gold. Almost.
Yes.
He's 300 gold away.
Yeah, he's 2 heroes worth of heroes. And,
He's 2 cocks.
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even 3 cocks because of how net worth scales.
Sure, yeah.
In Dota.
Nisha's worth 3 cocks. I think that's fair. Find Cox again, shackle him. Luckily, the Flame Guard is saving him for now, and Cox are able to survive. They turn this, it seems like, at least one track kill. It's going to be Boxy. Okay, a support kill. You got to get those.
Liquid's like, not again, not this shit again. There's no Tusk in this game, though.
Sure, they're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, a track kill is important, and that's the only way of them back into the game. But it doesn't mean that Liquid is in a position.
But you know there is some trauma there from the bounty hunter, like because the items at the end of the game was ridiculous in that last game for
That's
Geek
true.
Slate.
That's
like,
true.
Octarine Core, Shiva's guards, like
Oh,
whatever
but-
the hell they wanted.
They're closing in on them, though, right? Like, it's not like they're surrounding them right now.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
The question is, are they just taking over the triangle, or do they actually want to fight? It seems like Geek Slate.
Geek Slate is running in, bro.
They are. Overgrowth immediately, just to disengage, it seems like. They leave Insania behind. And that's a dead support once again. More track gold.
That is interesting. I feel like Liquid could have fought there, but they like make the call that it's like, why risk it? Why even risk the? Because we can just take a better fight at some point. Who cares about a Tree and Protector? Because yeah, Nisha's huge, right? But it's like the difference between Tree and Rubik and Tree and Bounty is like it's not significant.
No.
You kill one of these heroes, it doesn't really matter that much. So they're just waiting for a way better fight because they can. Did I see that right? Okay, Nisha, that was an illusion. What is he going for? He's going for a sheep stick.
Yeah, sure. If you're this far ahead.
Item.
I remember this was the thing that MV used to do every game when he played carries. It was like third, fourth item sheep stick, no matter what.
Yeah.
Actually pretty good.
I can understand it. There's not really a great item to counter it in like the carry-to-carry matchup. Getting a Linken's feels like shit. Getting an Eon Disc is bad.
Right.
We saw that at, TI with RTZ.
Yep.
Eon Disc and Force.
And you already have enough damage. Like, even by accident, Force seems to just die here.
Yeah.
He actually used the Sideblade spill to kill him.
He did, yeah, very casually.
Down bottom, they also got the Lina. Sorry, they got Raji first. I think he saved Lina for now. But there is a Wind Ranger sprinting at her. They know where she is, but it doesn't really matter to Scam. Oh, perhaps. Fighting back. Laguna Blade. Mick activated Wind Run in time. Shackle shot on top of this. Where are the reinforcements? They're not coming yet, but Mick is just solo killing the Lina. There's the reinforcement. Boxy gets her with the Avalanche. Then a toss. Comes back down with broken bones.
It's so weird, because sometimes you can't BKB during the Avalanche, but other times you can. I'm not entirely sure what it's dependent on.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought you could always BKB.
Sometimes you can't. Like, I was trying, like, angles and seeing, like, depending on where you're standing in it, maybe it would change, but it just seems, like, entirely random.
I was like, you're pressing it depends on the ticks of the server benefit you or not.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. It's very strange. I mean, I would love to be corrected on that if somebody knows what the...
Knoxville's already drafting a tweet.
Consistent. But when I tried it in a lobby, it just seemed just random. Or, in that case, maybe he was holding the BKB.
There's no point. He's dead anyway. Right?
Yeah, maybe he thinks that he's dead anyway, but... I don't know. It's Lina. Like, I feel like Lina can turn on low HP and kill you, so...
Sure.
I feel like he was trying to press it and it just didn't work.
Nisha gets the shard here, in addition to the Aegis. That's going to be some silence now. If Cox was having a tough game, imagine now. Does he have BKB yet? He does. Okay, so at least he has a way to dispel that silence.
Yeah, he's actually not doing that. Yeah, he's the most farmed hero on his team.
Yeah, because he's cutting the waves,
He's
right?
cutting the waves, yeah. He's the only one that's, like, being cheeky enough to get some farm here.
Well, they have a Hex, though. Not enough to kill him. The 4-step saves him. Avalanche doesn't hit him. They're going to settle for Narman. But Narman gets saved by the Garden Grease for now. Shackle shot hits Cox, but he's fine with that. Rubik did steal the power shot. That's doesn't mean anything, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, big damage.
I guess more damage.
Counter push.
Okay, actually, that's a fair point. A little bit of counter push.
I don't know. Like, Rubik needs to... They need some crazy team fight to win this one. Rubik doesn't even have an Ether Lens yet, I think. Yeah, he does not have one. Like, he needs to steal Hole, but then they have the Treant Protector to, like, deal with that. And then the TA also has an Aegis, so if you hold the TA, like, you need a second one somehow. Like, steal Overgrowth after that, It's a tough one. Like, they need a pick-off, but the question is, like, will Liquid actually split enough to get picked off?
Okay, Lifestruck Array hits the TA. She's broken as well. Nisha, pretty low on HP, but that's only a first life. So it's not that big a deal. If he dies once, they can still cover. They still have the black hole. They're just starting back up. We'll see what happens now. As the TPs come out, Geek Slate doesn't want to stay here long enough. They didn't understand their positioning. They got rid of the Aegis. They get back home. Not bad.
That was very good for Geek Slate.
Very good discipline.
Yeah, it's, you just get the Aegis. It's like desperation plays, but it is what they need to do to come back in this game. The instant TP out, I saw Skem TPing out there, and I was like, oh, I realize what's happening. Like, they're taking, like, whatever they can and then getting out, because if they commit to a full 5-on-5 fight, it's impossible to win. Like, it doesn't matter who they kill first. It can be the TA, whoever.
Yep.
They're gonna lose.
I have a toss in place, though, to set up for the Overgrowth here. And the Wind Ranger in the middle of this. They still have the Black Hole just in case. And they haven't killed anyone just yet, but Raji will be the first victim of this engagement. Their objective is really the towers. Again, Black Hole's still available. So they still have every chance to keep on pushing. There's the Malefice once again, going for Raji, tossing him back. Sorry, Narman. And killing him. Buyback immediately from the Bounty Hunter. Now you have the Shadow Walk again. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, the big slow coming in.
The big slow, 24%. The Rex will fall to Liquid.
And Skem this whole time. He's just farming bot. He actually walked over a TA trap, by the way, so...
They know he's here.
They know he's here. And they could probably see the animations from the trap.
Oh, he got away just in time.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to use BKB with this.
Oh,
not
Zion
bad.
Got him, yeah. A little bit of an opportunity for Geek Slate here. It doesn't look like they're going to try to capitalize on anything. I mean, what are they going to do? Smoke out and like Rubik lift somebody? It's tough.
And what would you do though? Like, what?
Yeah, well,
okay,
looks like they are going to go for it. Yeah.
Rubik lift into track. Hope it's a support. That's easy to kill. Tiny is fine. Track gold.
Hey, where'd I go?
Yeah, there you go. Tiny has blink tag.
Yeah.
Oh no, the plan has been thwarted.
Yeah, it was foiled.
The best Slate plans of Geek, Slate, and men often go awry.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They were looking to do the same thing they did earlier, just one quick pick and then back. Like the unfortunate thing is like that never really. It's like you get a pick off like that, and just it gives you an opportunity to like, okay, maybe if another one of those happens, or like you can like force them to chain feed or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's like just the pick off. Like you could get 10 of those in a row. If you don't get something to follow up the pick off, you never win the game. So it's one of those things where it's like even if they kill him, it's just an opportunity to have something go their way. It's like killing a support. I don't know. Who cares? Narman is dead.
Vision of this area though, so he knew they were going for him.
Yeah.
He just froze in fear. Flight or fight response.
Yeah, that is the deer in the headlights sort of situation there.
And Geek Slate, I mean, look, they're doing the right plays for losing, but they were losing, and that situation is kind of unsalvageable. It seems like.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like at this point in Dota, you know, you want to be like, okay, guys, let's go cut creep waves. Like, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah, force a mistake.
You can't do shit. Like, you just when it's 25k gold deficit like this, like, how's a Viper gonna go cut creep waves? He's gonna go Ogre Seal Totem himself 5 times on a 40-second cooldown, and cut the creep wave bot once, and then maybe die doing it, losing even more of a gold lead, potentially getting raxed. Like, you actually can't do anything on the Viper. The only hero that could maybe do it is Cox, but you're playing into a bunch of like pick-off heroes. You've got Black Hole, you've got Overgrowth, like all of these things. It's so dangerous to go out and do anything. So literally all they can do is sit in the base and have Skem hit creeps, and then hope that he somehow 1v5s because Liquid screws up.
I mean, Viper in this situation does feel like a dead pick completely.
Oh my god, at least you don't have to be the Viper. Like, we're sitting here watching it, it's like, well, this sucks for him. It's like,
this team is
being him.
Imagine being a Viper or like, this whole team is made on the idea, at least we'll tie the early game.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying winning it, just tie it.
That's right.
Not lose by 23k.
You know, this is karma.
What,
okay?
for the first game?
For the first game,
right.
Force has this incredible comeback. He does the chat wheels. He's annoying people. You gotta be Viper, sitting in your base, just wishing you were a real hero.
A glorified creep that spits once every 15 seconds.
This is the best he can do, is to just die for his team.
Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. I'm going to turn him into a pig and kill him. Goodbye, Viper. You will not be remembered.
See ya.
And now they use the Hurricane Pie, try to kill the Lina with the damage. She is not a support, though, so she's not going to fall to 4 hits.
Maybe if there's a Daedalus there, you could...
Or a meld hit, at least, in between.
Yeah.
You can still take this tower, though. Should be able to.
Yep, slowly but surely. Just the TA sieging. Liquid's being very disciplined about not having these other heroes hitting. Like, Mickey is positioning very far back without the BKB.
Okay. They catch him in time. Avalanche to interrupt this, and the Rubik's already dead. Cox activates his BKB, but he just can't do anything. Another Hurricane Pike play, actually, for the Lina, but this time it's going to work as they just toss him in the air, bring him down the ground. Goodbye to him as well. Cox watching as his teammates die. He's helpless. Whole Geek Slate is helpless. They can only call the GG, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah, that game was over, like, at least 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's just like a...
They did it for the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to like play a game out, and